There we
He
go.
said the
Okay,
thing.
recording has
He said
started.
it.
Let's go.
All right, so first off, Meta's PC VR dominance continues as Quest 2 passes new milestone. By the way, so this is actually kind of insane. I realize this is actually just me recording a live, like, Miyamutahara style video right now. Uh, so Meta right now has 67% market dominance over Steam, over PC VR, which is kind of nuts. That's 2/3, almost 2/3. Not really that unexpected. There hasn't been a hardware launch for the
Mic
past
test.
more than a year, right? There's obviously been nothing new from Valve. There's been nothing new US-wise from Pico. There's been nothing
There
new
is a lot in the
wise
works,
from HTC.
and
Oh,
it's all in the works.
Oh, well, by the way, I will tell everybody, and this is what I would say in a video. I'll probably say it next week, I guess. But if you don't have a VR headset and you're thinking about buying a VR headset, now is not the time. Either buy a Quest 2, like used, and then just whatever, or just don't buy a VR headset and just wait a few months because by the end of this year, like there's going to be some new stuff coming out. I promise you. And the number one is the Pico 4. It's actually looking to be a really, really dope headset. Of course, I have my problems and my qualms with ByteDance, and good old CCP, but the Pico 4 is actually looking to be a revolutionary consumer grade headset because consumer grade stuff is pretty rare nowadays. The enterprise market is moving at light speed. The consumer market is stuck at Quest 2 because they priced it so low. And nobody could know. This is by the way, I will also explain as well. This is whenever I'm constantly talking about competition in VR. This is exactly what I'm talking about as to why as to why competition is needed and good in the VR segment and XR, especially at this segment of time, because look at the past 2 years of VR. Look at how many good games have released. Not many. Look at how many headsets have released. Not many. And this is because one company right now owns the entire Western VR market. And whenever you have very little competition, there's nothing that happens. Nothing gets pushed forward because there's total domination. So, as much as I dislike, the CCP and ByteDance, I very much so welcome the competition, and it's going to be good. Unfortunately, it's already confirmed right now. I've never talked about this, but this is I've not signed any paperwork. This is nothing, but it is confirmed that the Pico 4 is only launching in Europe. It's not launching in the US, and that's launching later this year, like in September. There's going to be a big press announcement, whatever. I've already agreed to make content about it. And I should have a headset like the day it launches, but just to be totally transparent. But this awesome headset will likely only launch in Europe at first. And this kind of makes sense. It's either the smartest or the dumbest marketing strategy ever. Like if you look at US versus, or I guess North America versus European market, the Quest 2 has dominated the North American market, but actually has not dominated the European market. And this is for a lot of random reasons, a lot of Germany style reasons. But whenever the Pico 4 launches there, I really think it's going to take off pretty well. And then a lot of the North American market is going to have this feeling of being missed out, And so whenever they do launch to North America, I think it's going to do pretty well. And it's really all about this competition, having multiple stores, having multiple platforms. It's good. It's good. And of course, Meta is launching Cambria. We're expecting a $1,500+ device. It's gonna be dope though. Like I might end up swapping to it. I'm not sure yet. But there's a different headset that I'm actually planning on swapping to that I can't talk about yet. And it was supposed to launch this summer, but it's going to be launching hopefully later this year and early next year. But this is pretty much the Index follow-up that I've been waiting for. It's not by Valve. It's not by a company that you'd expect, but it's a company that you probably know. And also, I did talk to Stan LaRoque. He's the CEO and creator of the Lynx R1. I am very excited about the Lynx R1. I'm not sure if it's going to take over as my main headset, but it will take over likely as my auxiliary headset. The problem is that it just doesn't have the store that the Quest has. But what I'm actually looking forward to doing is messing around in Unity and Unreal Engine to make mixed reality experiences for the Lynx R1, because I'm a true believer in mixed reality. I think it's really, really dope.
To jump in on that thing regarding the unreleased soon TM headsets, right? I currently have on/offhand in and out because they're actively being worked on. 3 headsets I can say definitively that are all, if any of them release in their current state, I would be extremely satisfied, and that's saying something because I'm a picky bitch, right? Um, and I can't say too much with them. I can say one of them uses, fucking, what is it, micro OLED panels, 3600 by 4000 per eye, and that is ridiculous. I can barely run it, but it is amazing whenever I do. And with the release of these headsets one of these headsets is going to be also the release of OpenXR, right? Which is extremely important because it's going to be integrating and like finalizing the release of driver level dynamic foveated rendering, which is basically having the your foveated rendering be based off of eye tracking, so that you can have really, really, really high resolution panels in your headset, but you don't have to have like any
Right.
load of running that high of a resolution.
And I
And
do want to
so,
actually back off of the dynamic foveated rendering real fast,
mhm,
because early on 2 years ago, I was really, really excited for DFR, right? But then maybe because like on paper, whenever you do the math, dynamic foveated rendering should make like increase performance by like 40%, 30 to 40%. It should be nuts. But then I actually got my hands on the class leading DFR, and it was nowhere near that. In fact, it was actually worse in some cases. We're talking like one of the main headsets that natively supports DFR is the HP Reverb G2 Omnicept Edition, which I have one in the office, and it's a great headset. I still love the Reverb G2, but the DFR on that headset just isn't great. And the problem is that it's not driver level.
yes,
It's actually
that's what I was going to say.
tacked on.
It is the exact same reason that the Pimax software is so shit, is because they don't actually integrate it at the lowest level that it needs to be. They
Right.
just kind of throw it over top and have it be run as priority.
And so what they do instead is they actually, after the fact, they'll go render everything at like a standard resolution. So say you're running at 2160 by 2160, they'll go render everything at a slightly lower resolution, and then they'll super sample whatever you're looking at, and then everything else will be rendered at that lower resolution, to where you are rendering most things at a lower resolution, but it's not really noticeable. And then the middle, or whatever you're looking at, is rendered is super sampled. And so this was actually resulting in me getting 10% worse performance with dynamic foveated rendering. And I was like, what the hell? And so I got in touch with NVIDIA and stuff like that. And it turns out it's just not ready yet. It does work if you drop that main resolution way down,
Mm-hmm.
but like then it looks terrible. And so this driver level DFR is really, really super important, because all of the dreams and hopes that we have of good DFR is going to actually be materialized,
Mm-hmm. And that is going to be not only with AMD, not only with NVIDIA, but also with the upcoming Intel GPUs.
Mhm.
With upcoming air quotes, they're out, they're not out, they're here, they're not here. You guys kind of know the situation probably. They're like a phantom. We don't know what's going on with them. I have had early access to an A770 though, and I've gotten to test it with about 35 headsets. Um, two results, and I can say that there is going to be compatibility at a possibly lower level than AMD or Nvidia, to be able
By
to
the way, this made me
do.
realize that this could actually be like a podcast. Like, this is actually pretty decent.
Mm, mm. Yeah, it's
That'd be
called the
cool.
Modcast for a reason. It always ends up being like really good
So,
podcast material.
so the rest of honestly, I don't think that that's actually been done before in podcast formula, where it's
Uh,
like a group of mods got together and just talked about whatever
it
topic whatever was about.
it was done by Ludwig's
Oh,
during
really?
the 30-day stream.
Oh, sick. That's actually really cool.
What
Yeah,
was
Ludwig.
I
Leapfrog?
am recording, so yeah, I will turn into an MP3 and it'll be good because it's recording my screen just in OBS, and I'll be honest, I don't need it taking up all that storage.
So let me just quickly move on to the next other things. This is the reason why I didn't make a full Tuesday News Day, because there wasn't really much. Well, I also said this months ago, but Quest V43 update may include long-awaited 16:9 recording mode. By the way, you can totally do this already. You just have to have um, uh, side quest. It's not really like that big of a deal. But this is also just possibilities. It's not actually confirmed that 16:9 recording mode is coming to Quest V43. And then there was some other stuff about like Quest's most popular basketball game on App Lab secures $8 million of funding. So like that's really the news for this week. Nothing crazy, which is why like I just wanted to quickly go over it with you guys and then focus on my next video. But now we can move away from some Tuesday News Day topics. I've already talked about the basics of my next video that I'm probably going to post tomorrow that I'm going to be working on like right after this. But I do want to talk about the Neos video that I have coming up. So I don't want to understate how big this project has become. It's turned into the biggest video project I've done yet. I'm not even joking. I have interviewed dozens of people. I have talked with ex board members. I have talked with the developer or some developers and some ex devs. I've talked with the greatest creators within that whole application, and I've also talked with, or I'm also talking with Fruxius himself and also the CEO. They won't be in the video because whatever they say is under litigation, but this is where the video gets insane. This is probably the craziest story I have ever heard of in VR. And I will also preface this with the idea that regardless of what you think about Neos is without a doubt, which I've tried almost every piece of VR software out there at this point, like, that has like a name to it at least. And Neos is without a doubt the most powerful piece of VR software ever created. But there was a massive explosion within the company, and there's a very real possibility. Well, there's been a development deadlock for the past 9 months because of this massive explosion that happened internally. And for example, we got like VR chat, right? VR chat, I like not criticized, but I brought to light the idea that they were turning a little corporate because of their massive funding that they had through their series funding. Like their most recent funding round was 80 million. And that means that like if one company throws in $40 million for you to build your company and for your software, like you have to answer to them to some extent. I'm not saying that whatever decisions that they make are directly because of that, but that's just what happens. And to say that that's not what happens is being totally ignorant. You must have never seen a VC term sheet. But whenever Neos try to do something different, they didn't want that. They did not want to be controlled by any VCs or by any investors. And so years ago, this is way before crypto shit and NFT shit, before all of that, all of those issues, they made a coin. They tokenized, or they made an entire blockchain currency tied to Neos. And this was way before the big crypto bro thing. So like they were just looking at forward technology for like a true decentralized metaverse, because that's what Neos actually is, like, believe it or not. And Meta made their big announcement about the metaverse and crypto and NFTs and shit. And you want to know what happened? Crypto bros got in and they were looking for any project that they could possibly make money from. And they pumped up crypto or the Neos coin essentially. And then what happened? The rug got pulled out. It was a pump and dump scheme, not by the developers, but by the climate. And so out of nowhere, Neos was worth $500 million. Not even joking. They had a market cap of $500 million. And then the rug got pulled out and all the cracks started showing. And then they were like, it was way too fast, is way too much, way too fast. And so this is the craziest story I've ever covered. I think it's honestly the craziest story in VR. And nobody's ever talked about it before. And so I've been doing the craziest amount of research possible, talking with everybody possible, and this is going to be the craziest video I've ever posted. I'm not even joking, guys. I could make a 2-hour-long documentary on this. I have enough footage at this point even. It's like the We Met virtual reality video or a movie that's posted on HBO. It's like that level. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it like a 20-minute long video covering as much as possible. But then I'm also going to make an extended release video or movie, honestly, a full documentary about it, because it is the craziest story I've ever heard in VR. And I'm so excited to be able to cover it. This is like I've never thought of myself as a journalist, but this is the most journalistic thing I've ever done in my entire life. So it's really fucking cool.
Flashbacks to that one guy who was like railing on you for like not covering things properly and is like going against journalism code 101 or some shit.
Oh yeah. Here, you know what? I'll just address that. I'll just address that right here and right now. So, I just for the past year, I've been working on a VR venue called Schism. And I know a lot of people are like, what's Schism? And then people are like, hey, it's Thrills Club. So for the past year, I've been working on Schism and I'm so freaking proud of it. It's amazing. It's exactly what I wanted. And it's a work in progress, by the way. But we had our very first launch event just this last Saturday, and it was a smash, guys. Like, we're talking about at peak, we had more than 1,000 people trying to join. We had 4 concurrent or 4 lobbies, 4 private lobbies completely maxed out. And we actually got cut off by VRCDN. Like, they said, hey, that's too much. You're taking too much traffic, you know? So we did really, really good. And we just gave everybody a really awesome experience. That's all I wanted, was to give a good experience. And it was successful. But then people came around the other side and got a little upset, because they're like, oh, this is why you were so soft on VR chat during your videos, because you have ties with VR chat. And this is false, guys. So just to be totally transparent with everybody, I talk with Tupper. I talk with a couple devs. I've met Tupper IRL a couple times. I don't have ties with any developer. They actually told me after the video that they were very unhappy with what I said. And I haven't talked to them since, and I probably won't for a while. Tupper did actually attend the event, by the way. I don't think he hates me now, but it's definitely, they weren't happy about it. So if you think that I'm doing things to appeal to any developer or to make someone happy, that's completely false. The only reason why VR chat the only reason why Schism is exclusively in VR chat right now is because VR chat is frankly the only piece of software in VR right now that can handle 80 concurrent players per lobby and have multiple lobbies going at the same time.
We love the other platforms. They are able to do like some amazing things, but there just isn't the infrastructure in place.
They all have their strengths, and frankly, not many people have gone into other platforms like Neos and CVR not many people have said, "Hey, we're going to have events every other week, and this is going to happen." They don't have that experience. VR chat does, and so right now, I am working with the head developer of CVR to bring Schism to CVR, and I'm also wanting to bring it to Neos as well. The only problem with Neos is that there's pretty much a cap of like 24 players. And then Neos is also like a harder platform, and the video streams won't work as well. So Schism will just be fundamentally different within Neos. But the idea is that we're bringing it to the other two VR platforms, and I want Schism to be the very first multi-platform amazing VR experience, to where every other Saturday at 11:30 p.m. EST or whatever time we start in the future, it doesn't matter what platform you're on, you can go and have freaking fun. That's all that I care about. I don't care about the platform. I don't care about this. I don't care about that. All I want is for people to have fun with their friends in virtual reality and to have this awesome audiovisual experience. So that's that. Hopefully you guys, whenever you guys see that somebody's like, "Oh my gosh, Thrill is just like biased towards VR chat because he's got a club there." No, that's not. Honestly, I really feel like the Thrillseeker community and brand and content is above any piece of software. We are we're we are all about VR. We are VR. It's not about one app or one platform or one this or one that. It's about making cool things for like awesome people to enjoy. So that's that. Now that I can push that to the side.
Yeah, no.
We are
If that shit starts happening in this community where it like starts pulling way too much towards one thing, be it from you, Thrill, or just the community overall, I'm gonna be fucking immediately out there interfering with that shit. Cause hell no, fuck that. We
right.
ain't doing that here. We don't do that.
Um
We do not chill.
let's see. So I do want to also like I haven't been streaming. I'm just gonna, I'm like going down the list of things that I wanted to address the community about. We'll be talking about very Discord centric stuff after this, but I haven't been streaming much at all lately. I've been taking a long break from streaming, but that's also because I'll just give you guys a quick update on what my life's been like and what kind of the moderators' lives have been like recently. Um, so I actually just moved. Like, it was a monumental task, but I just had to move. We got 2 weeks notice that like, hey, the previous place I was staying at was like, hey, we're not renewing your lease, and so I just had to go, pack everything up and find a new place in Miami, which was not easy to do. So I did it, and it's fine. I moved, but also during this time, I've been juggling starting this shorts channel, which has been a little rough. I'm learning shorts style content while also making all of these crazy videos that I'm working on currently, like this Neos video, and also I've got a Vario video. I've got a video on Veil launching next week. But then also while revamping this entire Discord, and by revamping I mean more just like taking my hands around the Discord and making sure that it's righted in like the right path, because we were down like kind of a boring path before. And so streams have just taken a back seat because they're very, very time consuming and they're pretty draining. I love streaming so much. Like, it's one of my favorite things to do ever, especially VR streams, because I get to show off cool games and do this cool future thing. And I will eventually stream again. And whenever I do stream again, I'm going to take it very seriously, but just now is not the time. I'm juggling way too many things. And also on top of that, like Schism's launch. And then I think you guys also, I don't think a lot of people know, but like I founded a company out of all of this. And so we've been building things in the background of, to make sure that like we're like very solid in the future. But now I can just talk about some Discord stuff. So the Thrillseeker Discord is a very interesting place. Um, I think it's honestly, in which of course you could say I'm biased here, which obviously I am, but it's probably one of the coolest Discord communities I've ever seen. We've had people here for years. We've had people here meet their friends or their partners, or find careers out of this place, or find
Yep.
whole communities, or launch their entire own content creation branch. You know what I mean? Like, there's been so much value here, and also that's not even including like our events or whatever we do. And of course, with every community, with everything that ever happens, you have ups and downs. You have moments where everything is amazing. It's golden. Like, it couldn't be better. And usually the ironic part is that you don't notice that it couldn't be better until it's worse. And that leads me to talking about these ups and downs. We've this whole community has been a growth thing for me, and I've learned, oh my lord, so much. I've learned things that you can't learn just like by reading a book, or you can't just know. Like, okay, there's no book out there. Well, honestly, there probably is at this point, but there's no good books out there that are worth reading. That's like, hey, how do you manage a community of 40,000 people? You know, and then there wasn't a book on how to manage a community of 10,000 or 50 or 15 or 20 or 30. And so, frankly, we've gone through waves over the past 3 years of awesome growth and big changes, and doing awesome things in the community and really utilizing this place. And then we've gone down paths where it's like not the best things happen, and then we had to remove people, and then you go into this lull period where not a lot happens, and it's just kind of sad. And then you go back up, and then it's like, okay, we have all these ideas about doing stuff, and then maybe they weren't executed or like whatever. But lately I've noticed there's been a fire in this whole community, and it's been amazing. Which we've not gonna lie, we've been putting a ton of work in. We brought in new moderators. We brought out old ones that were kind of holding this place back. We kicked out people and we brought new people in, and I'm so freaking excited about that. And we've been doing events. We've been doing, hey, look at this, server Modcast, just like this. The content has been very relative to the conversations being had. And it really feels like this Discord server and this community is on the forefront of the VR community. Like, we are right there at all times, and it feels so freaking good. Like, we are like, I don't know what other way to put it than like, we're really pushing the boundaries, and I'm so freaking lucky to have all of you here. Like, this place itself just opens up so much potential to do amazing shit. Yeah, pioneers, actually. So yeah, really, really excited, and I just love you guys so much, and I really hope that you guys are here for all of the cool stuff that we do in the future. More events, like we had that massive Veil event. I do want to talk about that for a second. So Veil is about to go into a much more open phase where they bring in tens of thousands of people. They've been letting in hundreds, not thousands, so they're about to let in a ton of people. And so, sort of to prep for that, to get their servers ready and stuff like that, we hosted a massive event here, and we had 10 full lobbies of people playing all at the same time. First time ever for Veil. And that was mutually beneficial, both for developers and for our community. We all got together and played some games like a community does, and then we also helped another community stress test their game, and we all had fun doing it. And that's another idea of being on the forefront of shit. Like, we are actually helping the entire industry one step at a time. And I want to do more stuff like that. I want to do way more events with more developers. It's something I had an idea of years ago, but we're finally able to actually do it. And I do want to talk really quickly again about Schism. So Schism is something that I've been working on for more than a year. We have our full staff, we have the full event, and the venue has launched. And starting from this point forward, it's going to be an event every 2 weeks. The thing is that it's not going to be an event in Thrillseekers. It is its own community that I'm hoping to build on its own, because it's a very club culture, like club and music and EDM and like raving, which isn't for everybody, and I don't think it should be for everybody. But if that's your sort of thing, and if you want to be on the forefront of like, VR events and stuff like that, that community is one that you can make a big impact in, because we're also moving, like I said, being cross-platform for the first time ever. So I will mention that you can join that community by going to discord.gg/schism. But I would highly recommend for you to be a part of both. That's just going to be an event that happens every 2 weeks. It's not so much something that is here. I'll go throw it in here, since I think that Soup's.
Haha, Soup doesn't have image perms.
Yeah, so you can go and join in there if you'd like, and have fun with us. But it's more like a complimentary thing about pushing the boundaries of VR events as much as possible. So, all right, well, now we can talk about future of VR. We talked about this community, we talked about everything else. Now we can move on.
I mean, yes, though I think we should still cover some points of like what's going on, what our ideas as staff are of like future
sure.
of what we want to do with this community, because we have talked about like it vaguely, but not in direct detail of what our plans are. And I think that'll be a good thing to talk about. So I can say namedly, one thing that is the most in the works thing is just community interaction overall. Getting more events, more things re-coordinated, because though it is all in the works, lots and lots of work from Emmy and Junkie here.
Hello.
But we want to have some kind of more cohesive system for that, because we used to have really routine everything, right? But it, unfortunately, with all the turmoil that has happened in the past now of the server, it did kind of fall to the wayside. And so in the future, definitely look forward to much more events and more ways that you can interact with the community as a member. That's about it that we can say right now. But there is a lot of things in the works for the future. There is big plans, as is for everything. You got anything to say, Junkie?
Not really. I mean, you're the one that's good at speaking right now, so.
I try. Yeah, I think that's it.
You're doing good.
I guess I could talk about this giveaway too.
Good idea.
So, wait, you mentioned an index successor coming out this year. Do you know the price for that? It's not going to be cheap. So it's actually been a project that I've been, I think, the most involved in, compared to anybody. I've been following the project and filming the project since early prototype days, and this headset is going to be launched sometime within the next like 8 months or so. And it's I've given a lot of feedback to things that I find very important in a headset. And it's not going to be cheap. It's probably going to be like around index level, but in my opinion, it's something worth swapping to. And no, it's not by Valve, unfortunately. I would love. I mean, honestly, like if it was a Valve headset, I would probably like use that over this. But it's got a lot of exciting things that I'm really excited about. Can you say who? No, I can't. But the company. It's just not something that you'd expect, in my opinion.
I've been really conflicted about so as I stated before, the 3 prototype headsets that I've been using and interacting with the development of, because I know you and Bradley have a NDA headsets you've been working with, right? And I have 3, right? So I'm sitting here like, which one of these 3 is it? It has to be one of these 3, right? But I've asked.
in hand.
Oh, you don't?
No, you also don't have this headset in hand.
Okay.
We can talk about it afterwards. I'm sure we can
I
break
can't
into
at all. Even with people that's like, anything. Because
What are you
I
talking
tried to
about?
ask.
I'm totally gonna hear your NDAs, and then I'll make a whole video about them, and then
Yeah, dude, I'm
you'll
gonna be outed, and I'm gonna have no reputability with any of the companies I work with, and like my entire dream's gonna be destroyed, and I'm gonna blame it on you.
totally.
Sad face.
Yeah, that's a new level of canceling.
Dude, that's
I
like
don't know.
genuinely deleting my career. Like,
What if we broke NDAs together?
breaking NDA with my community. Gone sexual, gone wild. Police called.
Oh man, no.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah. So next Tuesday Newsday, Jay gets canceled. Oh, here, you know what? Actually, I will mention one more thing about Schism. Something really special, and that I promise to God, guys, like I'm not trying to like, I don't know, just make money or whatever. But Schism did actually just launch their Patreon, and the only reason why I'm mentioning this is because this is kind of the first time, really, like not really the first time, but pretty much the first time that Schism or that a VR club is really focused on making sure everyone's paid. Like this is its own community, its own thing, and I want to make sure that the DJs are paid. I want to make sure that the VJs are paid. I want to make sure that staff are paid. And it's all about building this VR ecosystem around a community to where people can make the craziest things possible. Yeah, it's this whole VR economy. And so, wait, there was DJs? Yeah, so Schism is a live music event with live visuals. So, and really, like this has been a problem in the VR club scene for a while. There are so many amazing artists and DJs in VR, and they spend so much time and energy and work to perform for people, and they never get a lick of anything. They usually the clubs take the money, and then the DJs is just like, hey, thanks for performing,
Yeah,
appreciate it,
no, something that's
bye.
really bothered me for a long time now. I've been dancing at events, right? And I'm paid to do this sometimes. And these events that people are DJing at, the DJs aren't fucking paid, but I am. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous. Like they'll pay like hundreds of dollars for all the dancing and shit like that. And there is no money going towards the DJs, and so
right.
like I've gotten together with some of the other dancers at these events, and we like take a third of all of our money and give it to the DJs that night.
Right. And so the whole point of this is to make a sustainable economy or VR economy for creators, starting with Schism and then using this model to move forward, so that people can dedicate actual time and energy towards making and doing cool things in VR. And also like be able to eat fucking food while doing it because that's important. Um, and so yeah, the Patreon, not a single cent of it is going in my pocket or in TMG's bank account. It's all going towards Schism and making it better, and towards the people that make Schism, which are the map creators and the staff and the actual performers. So that was the last thing I wanted to say about Schism, just because the Patreon launched today, and I also wanted to clear the water in case anybody was like, ooh, like you trying to make money off of this thing? No, it's more it's about giving back to the community, and making sure that everybody's paid for their shit, and the people that enjoy. Also, it's about making free events for everybody, and if you want to pay, you totally can. If you don't, you don't have to. That's it. That's it. So the main instance was through a bot. Yeah. Freemium? Yeah, I guess so. But not really freemium. I guess like the main benefits that you get are like your name etched into the stairs of Schism, which is kind of dope. It's like there's a whole lore of Schism that's really dope that I'd love to go into later, but I want to actually like make something proper out of that. I could just give you the idea of Schism really quick. So, in the far future, story time now. And this is something that will be fleshed out way further, way further. I actually want to make a whole actual experience, like you know how there are games that you can play, or like whole storylines that you can play through in VR chat or in VR applications. I'm wanting to do this for Schism, so you could actually play through and experience this yourself. But the general idea is, far in the future, a virtual reality scientist and quantum computist is working on this system to enable consciousness to be split throughout different instances of VR. Essentially, like in virtual reality, you're able to split yourself to be in multiple places at once through like a Neuralink style technology. Well, during these experiments, something terrible happened and there was a collapse. There was a rupture in space time. But just happens to be that this is the time where people discovered that virtual space time is not congruent. It doesn't happen on the same system that physical space time occurs on. And so, what happened whenever this rupture occurred is this fingerprint, this mark was left in virtual space time throughout all time, throughout the past and future. It is a fixed point in virtual space time because of this giant rupture that occurred. And because we are just now discovering virtual reality, we found the rupture and we discovered Schism. But Schism isn't just Schism. It's this place that is, it's black and white. It's plain. It's there's nothing to it. It's really nothing. But whenever you actually bring people in and there's music, and people bring the music, by the way, people bring their own enjoyment. They are the ones that bring the color. They're the ones that bring the love and the enjoyment. And so it's this place that's this fixed point in virtual space time where people are expressing themselves, and they are the ones that bring this rainbow iridescent thing to Schism. And so that's like the basic lore. But there's a lot more to it. And so I'm really excited to flesh that out in the future. And there's also something that's going to happen with Lena because, well, I don't know. It all connects, but that's for later time. Yeah.
How will this affect LeBron's legacy? Also, Thrill, so many people have asked why is it called Schism specifically?
Pretty good question. So, Schism is, like, by definition, just, I'll just read off the definition. A split or division between strongly opposed sections or parties caused by differences in opinion or belief. And so the name Schism was erected because so many people have different ideas about everything, and the internet is inherently polarizing. It's in fact, it's actually to the internet's like virtual spaces. It's to the internet's benefit that things are polarizing, and that people become more polarized, and that further schisms are created. And the idea of Schism, it's this singular point where it doesn't matter how far you are one way, how far you are the other way, where you could come together and put all that shit beside you. It doesn't matter. It's just the humanity of it. It's just getting together. It doesn't matter if you are angry about something on Twitter, or you're angry about this or that, or you have this sort of political belief or that political belief. Drop it. Doesn't matter. This is the time to enjoy music and be together. So that's why Schism was Schism. And it's kind of interesting. The idea of some people are saying like, oh, call it Unity, but it's kind of like this reverse idea of it's the idea of the schism, like to bring attention to the fact that we're so different, but this is the place that brings us together. Plus, there's a fucking giant application. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of it. It's called Unity.
Yeah, something that's commonly talked about on VR chat because VR chat runs on Unity. Also, entirely jumping off of the serious talk because we need a break from that. Thrill, are you aware? Are you aware that Among Us right now,
Is in beta.
There is someone here with a special role, right? It's the 69 or 42,069 member or 42,690th member. Yeah, we got him officially. He has a special role and everything. Just another.
Can we at them?
I think he's actually listening here. Yeah, David. He's right here right now. The thing is 42,069th member.
Hell yeah. All right, hey, Jay, if you want to push it on to a future conversation about like the next like 6 months of VR, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick, and then I'll be right back.
Oh, okay, shit. Next 6 months of VR. Yeah, that's a light topic to throw off on me. Holy shit. Okay, shit. Next 6 months of VR. There is a lot that can happen or might not happen in the next 6 months of VR, right? So we have so much fucking coming, right? There is so many things that are in the works right now. Projects, headsets. Could I see a company like Stress Level Zero making a VR headset? No. They make game, they make software. They're lore boys. They don't do hardware, I don't think. They might work with people to make sure that there is stuff on the way. But I don't believe that they're going to be directly, I guess, working on hardware. Stop talking about cum. God damn it, guys.
Oh, guys,
Everyone
come on.
is saying cum.
Bruh.
The more you tell people not to talk about something, the more they talk about something.
I know. It's funny, and that's why I said it. Look at that. Anyway, so yeah, there is a very large amount on the way, and I really don't know like what is going to happen in the next 6 months. There is so many projects I want to talk about, so many things that people just ask me not to talk about that are like smaller projects. And I'm saying within the next around 8, ironically same number as you said, Thorough, for the release of that headset. I think there is going to be big things happen within the next 8. I'm not sure about 6. 6 feels like it's a bit too short for all things that are coming.
Like PSVR 2 will make a decent splash.
Yeah, absolutely. Though I'm still like talking and trying to get as many people on my contact list for is PSVR 2 going to be directly PC compatible, right?
I really hope it is.
I really hope too, because it's an amazing headset from what we've seen, and they would really benefit from having it be from having it launch onto PC and PlayStation, because everyone's looking for that new big amazing headset. Everyone's looking for that that next option that's a real option, not Pimax, not HTC, or the stuff from HTC, not the compromises with Pimax, not the compromises with HP. We want another no compromises kind of headset, right? And we don't really have that. We haven't really had that for a long time. We've been stuck on the Index because there is the least amount of compromises with the Index, and that's why it is so popular. There is the least amount of issues with it. And so it still is the king of VR right now, in actual quality. Yes, the Quest 2 has the highest amount out there, but the Index is still there as the really king. And no, not the HTC Vive 2. I will vehemently stand beside the point that that is the worst headset on the modern market. I hate that thing with a passion.
The Vive Pro is better than the Vive Pro 2
Hold
in
up,
my
I
Yeah.
see
opinion.
some people joking
Absolutely.
about making a TMG headset.
Yeah.
So I will actually talk about my hardware endeavors. There was a pretty decent period of time, like a 6 to 8 month period of time. This was before the Tundra Tracker, but I was working with Tundra Labs. I ordered multiple hardware development kits to have Steam VR to have like Steam VR tracking built in to a headset that I was working on. And I was looking at different lens configurations. I was looking at different screens or different displays to use. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, making one is very, very easy.
Oh yeah.
Making one of anything is extremely easy. Like I could sit here and make a prototype VR headset that works. Making many is near impossible, and you not only need some funding, but you need a lot of funding. And frankly, making a decent VR headset is actually not that hard. Like with a $500, maybe $1,000 of your own money, you can make your own VR headset. You're also going to need somebody to build some drivers for you. You're also going to need somebody that's going to build a consistent tracking platform for you, or just do it yourself, I guess.
Or just throw a fucking CVR tracking onto it, like most people.
Right, but then even then, it's not that it's not that easy because
No, it's not. Setting up the arrays is not. It's not easy.
And the biggest problem is the visual drivers. Is making something look good visually, especially whenever you're talking about lens distortion. Lens distortion is the biggest bane, and this is where actually the Thrillseeker headset died. I was actually working on something because whenever you are lenses can potentially be one of the most expensive things on a headset, which is why like just now good pancake lenses are coming around, because pancake lenses are potentially very expensive but also potentially very, very cheap. But you have to accommodate for something, whether it's Fresnel lenses or pancake or aspheric. You have to accommodate for lens distortion, and this is where things get extremely difficult and extremely expensive from a software development side of things. Because the reason why Pimax, the reason why a lot of other headsets that aren't SteamVR native have to run additional run times on top of things is because they have to correct lens distortion themselves. And this is requiring somebody that's an actual software developer, not just somebody that's like, piecing shit together, but this is somebody that like actually knows what they're doing to create a piece of software that can actively take any piece of VR software that's running and then distort it to compensate for the lens distortion that is introduced by the lenses.
And I have a little piece to say on that.
Go ahead.
So, I actually forgot about this project. I stopped talking to the guy about 4 months ago. I haven't asked for any updates since then. But there is something out there so I'm sure you're all vaguely aware of. There is teams of people working on OpenVR headsets, right? Like open source VR headsets. So there's these people out there that are working on this software where you take a phone camera, right? Any fairly quality phone camera, and you line up your panels and your lenses and display the specific image. It's similar to a QR code. It uses just pattern recognition, right? And it will train the software to your lens. So you will have an auto... What?
This didn't exist 2 years ago.
No, this didn't exist now even. It's still a very work in progress. It works, but it's with a big asterisk,
Right.
it's a very simple idea to do. It's just you have to set up a bunch of variables and be like, okay, well, this image being wrong in this way means you distort it like this, and
Well, you
repeat.
have to build your own,
Um,
which you could use like Google AI or like OpenAI, but you're
there's
talking
a
about
reason why I have a $97,000 server in my attic.
right, yeah. So you're
Yeah.
you're 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 talking about actually building your own machine learning algorithm
Mm-hmm.
based
Mm-hmm.
off very specific variables. Um, which yeah, it's just rough. And sometimes, Jay, you know what? Sometimes I wish that I didn't have to make YouTube videos because then I could focus on software development. I'm super dedicated to making mixed reality and augmented reality applications in the future,
Mm-hmm.
and also like VR venues and stuff like that. But there are times where I wish that I didn't have to make YouTube videos constantly because that takes up most of my time. Because I would love to build hardware and I wanted to build hardware. In fact, like my very first project was building an open source full body tracker, like Steam VR based full body tracker.
Mm.
Um, and
Yeah,
that happened. I
I
actually made
was
it.
working on
It
that
was
for a long
real.
time, but I got my
Yeah.
contract dropped from my company.
I mean, no, like my tracker was real. It exists.
Yeah,
And
same. I
I,
just
I
can't
made
make
it.
it.
But
I'm not
the thing
allowed
is,
to.
it was it was $400 per tracker,
Oh,
right? There are
oh.
$300 per tracker because you have to buy the hardware.
Hmm.
Like you have to buy the processor, you have to buy the IMUs, you have to buy the battery, you have to buy the main board. You have to do all of these things.
Hmm.
Um, and it just didn't make any sense. And so it was like a really hard lesson. And then from there, I moved on to like my quick VR prototype or my like headset prototype. And I realized that like, you know what, like I'm going to stay in my lane and make as much impact as I possibly can through community and through my videos rather than try and reinvent the wheel with a piece of hardware that doesn't meet my standards. I have very, very
Hmm.
high standards in terms of hardware, and my own hardware didn't meet my standards. So I'd rather make my impact through my content and through the community than building. But there were times I certainly have wished that like, man, I wish I could just be a developer. um, but I think that we have something a little bit more powerful, a little bit more beautiful here that can
Mm.
make more effect than just being a cog in the wheel. We are a cog in the wheel, but a bigger cog in the wheel, you know.
We're one of the many engines that are driving all the cogs.
For sure.
Yeah, so with like moving on from or moving along with that idea of talking about our being passionate about projects and like creating shit, I yeah, no, I've been involved in over I'd say 70 maybe more projects in like the small areas of the VR space that end up becoming like these huge things. um but I I made the mistake where I haven't gotten my name on like any of it. I contribute
Right.
majorly, but I just never get my name out there, and a couple of years later, I'm really regretting that now, because I've put thousands of dollars into just helping people develop things and doing all kinds of shit like that, where I've realized that my dream is not to well, no, I didn't really know what my dream was. I always knew I wanted to work around the VR space and figure out, like, what it is, though, but I realized I think it was a fair while back whenever we were talking about, TMG and how you want to invest in small creators, right?
Right.
Um, and that was when I was first really building my, uh, I guess, domain of knowledge, trying every headset, getting as much connections throughout all markets everywhere, like, really trying to expand my grasp over the entire VR space. And I'm at the point now where I realize I actually am able to do shit. I'm able to start projects and I'm able to help people get funding for things and
No,
help
for
with
sure.
connections. And
Well, and that's my ultimate goal in the future with TMG. Like one of the pillars, because like I have my 3 pillars now. I have my events, I have my ad agency, which I connect like developers with content creators,
Mhm.
and of course I have my content. But the big thing, wait, am I forklift certified? Yes, I am.
I am as well. Let's go.
I am forklift certified actually. So we just sorry, I'm backtracking a little bit, but we just ran a big ad campaign for Veil. Veil is a sort of like, I wouldn't say a sister company, but practically a sister. Or XLab is like a sister company to where TMG's been growing alongside XLab, another amazing VR centric company, which I will talk about more in the future for sure. But anyways, so we have those 3 pillars, but one thing that I dream about is making an amazing open source platform for XR in the future, to where we have a fund and we can fund and start and kickstart essentially open source XR stuff in the future. Hardware, software, it doesn't matter. If I like the project and if the community likes the project, we fund it. And this is like a beginning thing. This is like, it's not like we could offer like millions of dollars. Like I don't even have millions of dollars, but like a few $1,000s for a startup project means the world. It means 3 months, 4 months, 5 months of development. You know what I mean? Like it's a big deal. And
Yeah,
so
I have brought
also,
this up with my brother who is working fairly high up in a company that does the same thing for like applications used in commercial systems, general like
Mhm,
offices, communication systems for that, just general applications like that. And they
right.
loan out engineers and like teams of people to run
Mhm,
these companies. Like they'll loan out community managers and like support agents and like entire call centers and shit. Like they own massive call centers, and they'll just like give like on contract give like you 10 people working at this call center to help your company and just boost your
right.
company into a massive, and then just there you go. Now you're this huge company. They will get revenue there, but that's not. I don't see that as something we do. The benefits that we'd be getting out of it is literally just great. We have this new addition to our to our platform, to the VR space, and the more hardware, the better.
Well, and there's also a lot of things that go along with this too. The idea of TMG is this full service XR launchpad platform, to where, because I've built out this ad agency, which is ad agency sounds fucking terrible, by the way. I'm just gonna be totally honest. Like it sounds like a full name. Really, it's a collection of awesome content creators that I value. That's really what it is, and people that have built their own communities, and that I value their communities. They all do their own thing. And so by an ad agency, it means that certain companies give TMG money and we disperse that money to different content creators to talk about or to push a certain application or piece of whatever. Um, and so it's like, it's once again creating this VR economy. Um, it's it's allowing developers to get good return on their investment, which allows them to make more games. And it also allows certain content creators to increase the production of their own productions, because now they actually have a little bit of money to actually do shit. You know what I mean? But so this full service that I'm trying to create allows these smaller open source developers, hardware, software, to expand their reach, because a Twitter post might reach 100 people, but 20 content creators will reach millions. Um, and so it's getting the word out there while also promoting the actual thing. And it's all about this organic thing that's called community. And that's if there's anything that I value above anything else, it's not just like how many views I get or how many this or that. It's community. It's always been that. Um, and so really it's just fostering this community that pushes projects that we love to the absolute nth degree. Oh, by the way, open source glove project. Guess who's coming? Guess who's coming to visit? By the way, sorry, this is a total tangent. Guess who's coming to visit? Mr. Lucas himself with the newest
Nice.
prototype. We'll be making a video.
Hell yeah. Dude,
With
I
the
was
newest,
so
oh my
hyped
God,
whenever
the
Lucas
prototype
got on
is amazing.
LTT. That was
The newest,
holy shit.
the
I was
newest prototype is
surprised.
amazing.
I was surprised he didn't get with you first, Thrill, and then LTT. But
He
hey,
did.
if
He did.
oh, you did?
Yeah, no, they had a
Yeah,
video
no,
before.
yeah. I made a whole video with him in his
Proto
studio.
4s?
Yeah, that was prototype 4.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, now I remember. Now, my bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, I made a video
I'm,
probably like a year before him with Linus.
So, you know that eye tracking project I talked to you about, Throw?
Yes.
That is going to be ready fairly soon. And yeah, so you can actually like start going public about that pretty soon, and
Oh,
they can
do
get some
so.
people in there. I'm saying with an asterisk, 5 months. So yeah, that's
Wow. Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I'm very excited. Of
So
course, it is
that's actually
still
really exciting
DIY
about
DIY, but
this TMG X LMG collab when look. I would love to. In fact, I would love to actually talk, not just talk, but like really learn from Linus, because Linus has done something amazing. I realized how hard it is to found a company while making content, which I've also downsized my staff. I've gone down in people that I help with content because I want to have more control over stuff, which is a direct opposite of what is supposed to happen. Normally, like you scale up and you have people help and you have this and that, but like really I've been hyper focused on projects lately. But I would love to actually learn from Linus. I've been learning as much as I possibly can. The dude's fucking smart. Amazing actually. I like to think of like Thrillseeker as kind of it's a very XR focused Linus Tech Tips with a little more emotion thrown in. Because I do make my content much more emotional and gravitated towards the human experience of mixed reality or virtual reality. Yeah, Team G is kind of like LMG's VR sector.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
For
I can get that. By the way,
Hmm?
one more thing. Hardware focused videos are coming back soon. I took a long break from hardware videos because
Fuck
hardware
yeah.
videos were not doing well, and I realized that I was actually segmenting myself because I was making videos about hardware that nobody cared about. Nobody gave a shit about the hardware that I was talking about, and I was like, "Oh, this is kind of getting weird for me." If that makes sense. So I'm now coming back to do some hardware-based videos, which with a lot more knowledge. Every month, I'm not joking. Like every month, I learn dozens of new things about how YouTube works, how community works, how VR industry works. So hardware videos are coming back. I'm super excited, including I'm finally making my 8KX video.
Oh, it
So
took you long enough, Thrill.
I know.
You know, I've been waiting. Are you still gonna hold up that other end of the promise?
Yes. I'm done with my
Okay, good.
AKX video. You definitely have. Actually, I think I have 2 AKXs in the studio. So
Cool. So I will get to borrow finally, and mark off the list of trying every single Primax product.
you know what? I bet you. I wonder if the person that could connect me with Linus directly to like actually make it like an actual collab video would probably be Lucas, because Lucas and I are really good friends.
Mm.
You know, like Lucid VR Tech.
Mhm.
I bet you he would be my best connection to actually do some sort of collaboration regarding VR stuff.
Do you know about the channel DMS?
No.
No.
The audio channel. He did like a collab with Thrill, and he worked for him for a couple of years. So maybe you could talk to him. I don't know.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and like I would love to actually show Linus the XR3. I feel like that would be my best
Oh,
collab.
oh shit, yeah.
Is to bring the XR3 to Linus, and then he would be like, "Holy fuck!"
have him run it off of his rendering server.
Right?
I've run VR off a rendering server with fucking, I think it was 8 3090s or 12 3090 Ti's. I don't remember if it was 8 or 12. It was something I built for my friend, and I was like, I wonder if I can run VR on it. I can. It was really unstable, but whenever I got it, I was over 1,000 frames on VR chat. It was amazing. Um,
I do have actually a quick question.
Hmm?
Everybody here that's listening and that's in chat, how would you feel about if I made a video with, like possibly one of the Pauls, like Jake Paul? Would that be a no?
Oh god.
I
Oh,
think
it's
it would
a
be
no
good for
me.
publicity,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
I don't know.
What
If
I'm
you
about-
seeing
what about
only
local
no's right now.
to be honest, I don't know if you want that kind of publicity.
Yeah,
Thrillseeker
because
joins
there's
Team
been
10.
up and down with them, and they've gone into the realm of like working with a lot of the drama side of YouTube, if you know what I mean. Like it used to be just chaotic fun, and then it
Cool.
stopped
No,
being chaotic
that's
fun.
all I needed to hear. That's actually all I needed to hear.
Oh,
That's
okay.
actually it. That's it. No, I wanted to ask like what the opinion was, and
Didn't Jake Paul promote a scam like a year ago or something? Or something like learning
oh, hey,
get
wait.
rich or whatever.
Hold up. Actually, the XLab CEO wants to hop into chat.
Sure.
I have no clue what he's gonna say. I have no clue.
Let's see.
Where? You
And
got
then
him?
after this, we're probably gonna end it. But we can talk about this. I'm actually
Mhm.
really curious.
Do you want me to drag him in?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, you got it. If you found him
It's
already.
tropical, right?
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, I can get him in. Let's see. Invite to speak. There you are.
Yo.
Hey guys, thanks for inviting
What's
me.
up?
I've been listening in, and I'm very impressed with the community mindset. So I have a question because the reason why Thrill's asking is because Jake Paul and I started talking because he invested in one of my friend's companies, and I was never too fond of him, to be honest. Like I've seen him on YouTube for a long time, but we had a meeting about a month ago where he kind of just showed me his actual numbers, like straight on like viewership, engagement, demographics, and everything. And it's almost very similar to like virtual reality demographics. And I'm kind of torn because he wants to invest and help make this like a mainstream thing, which I think is very good for the industry. But also there has been some negative connotation with him, and his personality is very like it's wild, right? Like he just likes to challenge people and create drama. But like after talking to him, I used to think he was crazy. After talking to him, I realized that every crazy move he's ever made was actually very strategically planned out. So my question is, not for Thrill, but for myself, do you guys think it like is there more pro or con of getting Jake Paul to help push VR forward? Like what do you think? Like will that help drive mainstream adoption, or would that be more negative than positive?
I
Well, I
think it
feel
would
like
be
that
like really
maybe
pushing
more.
a neutral ground for it. Like it will
Yeah.
bring both negative and positive attention. Just general attention overall is really good,
Yeah.
but there's going to be a lot of the drama side of YouTube that you're going to be bringing along to the drama side of social media that you're going to bringing into the VR space. And I'm not going to be able to say that I'm comfortable with that.
Right.
I mean,
But
I mean,
personally,
I'd rather I mean, if I have the option, I'd rather bring in someone like Linus to work with.
yeah, I felt that would be
Um,
better. Because personally, I feel like a lot of the Paul's community is a lot of children,
Right.
and like a lot of I don't know if it would really help push.
Most of them are Call of
the
Duty
industry as a
players.
whole.
They actually have a crazy amount of like Call of Duty, Halo
Yeah, that's what I
type
said.
people.
Children.
I
Call of
mean
Duty
that's
players.
decent for
Well, I
a
play
VR
Call of
game,
Duty.
but like you get COD players in your game, which like there is those memes with like COD lobbies and stuff. So I don't know if you
Well,
want that
also,
per
this is
se.
a very interesting spot. The VR community, like the hardcore VR community, has the opportunity to build something new. We don't have to rely on old content creators. And yeah, it works for him. Of course it does.
Yeah.
But this is a chance where we can make things and do things and talk about content and talk about stuff in ways that really nobody else has done before. It's not old YouTube. It's new YouTube. And maybe relying on people that have a lot of clout isn't the smartest thing.
Mm,
Yeah.
Maybe
By the way,
maybe building things from the ground up and doing things that are cool speaks for
uh,
itself.
I mean, like doing that, I feel like instead of building it from the ground up, it would be like a massive insurgence of players, and then it would stoop that back down. Then people would run away from it. Also, sorry, I'm playing Beat Saber right now.
Right. I don't know. Yeah, it's something that's very much so on the table. So I will also say like something about the way that this conversation was going with this collaboration is so am I cool to talk about some of this, by the way, Tropical?
Oh, bro, I never hide anything.
Cool. Yeah, so whenever these initial conversations were happening, it was Jake Paul was he saw VR and he saw that like, oh, this is fucking dope. And my ultimate goal is to bring VR to as many people as possible in a good way, good responsible way. And you know, I wanted to like whenever this opportunity is like on my table, I'm like, well, this sounds pretty interesting because this allows me to bring not only like my stuff, but my but my passion for VR into somebody that doesn't really cover that stuff. It felt it feels very different from what they've ever done before.
Pushing
And
it
so
into the
it's also with like the
mainstream.
launch of like PSVR and stuff like that, for example.
Yeah,
Where this is very
PSVR is
normie. This is
definitely.
a very different type of VR audience. This is a normie audience. This isn't a VR enthusiast audience. This is somebody that's like, oh, I got a PlayStation. I like Call of Duty. I'm gonna go play VR Call of Duty. You know,
That's
it's
literally
very
what's gonna happen.
yeah, it's very different.
the way you want to go,
What?
I see
I
people
was
talking
gonna
about
say something, and then Thrill was gonna say something. So, do you want to go through?
Oh no, I'm good.
The way I see it, the main
Jake.
qualms.
Very cool.
It is though. I mean, it's just the past lives of both of the brothers. It's not good. They've had their issues, but I've seen them improve as well. Especially considering the opportunity that this is, I would actually go for it. There will be negative backlash. Oh yeah, there will be. But there will also be positive backlash. You have to decide yourself whether or not that's worth it. I
feel
think it is
Okay,
personally,
but hear me out. Michael Reeves collab.
Yeah,
Yes,
this
yes,
people
yes,
talking about
yes.
yeah.
TV
Like,
collab.
yeah,
That would be
okay,
great.
that's a higher quality collab. That's a way higher quality collab. That's somebody that doesn't drive clicks off of.
He drives clicks
by
off
the
of
way,
chaotic
Yeah,
dumbass.
Michael, what?
by the way, you want to know what I have actually been fucking shocked about? Is this Minutemen thing? Have you guys heard about this?
Which thing?
So one of the Pauls, KSI, and a bunch of other like of those similar content creators made a channel called the Minutemen, and like they literally have an entire 30-minute long, 40-minute long video. This is their fifth video in the series where they're just like rating girls' tits, and then the girls flash, and then they're like, "Oh no, go to our exclusive platform to go watch this." I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Oh,
Wait,
What is
Sidemen
this?
or Minutemen?
Sidemen.
Oh, okay.
Like, what the fuck is this? Yeah, it gets views, but like this is like heartless, soulless, disgusting content. Like, what is this?
I mean, banking
Yeah, well,
on
I don't
horny
even know what the hell
teenagers,
is
I
this.
guess.
No, I was shocked. Like, I was actually shocked. Like that like this was even on YouTube. Like it, like they just blurred out the girl's tits.
Okay,
as they,
but
like,
we
were-
also have the is that a dildo or your dick in my ass videos, you know?
Oh gosh.
That's
Oh
on
my
YouTube.
Well,
God.
no, totally. But like, also, I mean, like everybody's gonna have their not safe for work stuff. Like there are content creators that make their
Mhm.
entire living off of not safe for work stuff. That's fine. But
Mhm.
like, also at the same time, I'm like, this is like a total. I don't know. It feels like a degradation of a lot of YouTube content, like
Oh,
or
yeah.
like a lot of my content. It's like literally just like it feels like a bunch of horny people like watching stuff. I don't know. I don't know. It's
There's
very
other
weird.
sites for that. Please keep it to the other sites. God damn it.
Right. I don't know.
Yeah. And
I
jumping
will
back
be
to
the
that
guinea
that
pig.
idea with the
I'll be the guinea
collab
pig.
with Michael Reeves.
He'll be the guinea
that
pig.
that was Thrillseeker OnlyFans one? No.
Oh my God.
But yeah, no, that was I don't know who said it, but they said that they love to see a like collab with OTV overall.
Offline
right.
TV is
And
awesome.
dude, that honestly, I think they might actually like be down for that. I know at least Michael would like to. Like knowing
Michael
his
and Lily
content
are
and
no
shit.
longer a part of OTV.
Oh, aren't
not?
they? When
What?
did
No, they
Yeah.
left. They left. They went their own
Girl,
separate
what's
ways.
your OnlyFans? I don't have an OnlyFans.
Aw.
Oh,
I mean-
Aw? What is
That was
that?
Wait a second, Abby. Wait a second. Wait a
Abby!
second.
I hear Tropical has an OnlyFans though.
Yeah,
Not
not
yet. Soon.
yet.
Linus has an OnlyFans.
does,
Wait,
he
does
does.
Linus
He
actually have an
did.
OnlyFans?
He does have an
posted in
OnlyFans.
April, I think.
What does he post
Yeah.
there?
I don't know.
Like,
Junkie.
it was
Junkie,
an
don't
April
you know?
Fool's joke. Like,
Oh my
didn't.
god, dude!
He
Oh
earned,
my
like,
god! I feel like I
1+
should
revenue,
make an
and then he
OnlyFans
left or
and then
something.
post only VR headsets on it.
That'd be
People
good.
are
No,
like VR
disassembled.
sexual.
There's
Didn't,
disassembled VR
didn't
headsets.
Thrill-
It's gotta be
or-
full naked.
didn't what's his
About the
Linus
OTV
just
stuff.
post like pictures of him in his
Uncensored VR
company underwear
hardware.
and shit, like all his like underwear showcases on his
Holy shit! Okay, actually, I'm doing this today. I'm doing this
Oh, gosh.
today. Uncensored VR hardware.
Take
just
off
like
the face
have a
mask,
slow mo of you
look at
taking the
whatever
front off of an
lenses.
index.
Take the
Oh
entire
yeah.
thing off.
Take your top off.
Oh, let's fucking go. You opening the battery cover on a Quest 2 controller.
Opening the back door.
Plugging in
Oh.
the
Oh,
cable,
shit.
you know?
Jeez. Okay. Well,
that's-
maybe I want to actually do this, but it's a very funny idea.
You'll get like $50 off it at least.
Hey, Thrill, how do you feel about a community VR Minecraft server? So,
That's
the problem with the
something in the
Minecraft
works.
server. The only problem with the Minecraft server is that this has actually been like throughout the entire. Okay, I've changed staff, I've changed moderators, I've changed admins, I've changed colors, I've changed the names, I've changed the pictures. The one thing that has always stayed true with the Thrillseeker server is that a Minecraft server is always imminent in the background. So, and the only problem is that like it does take a lot of work to actually maintain and keep well. And to like make people happy within. And so I'm totally down, but I want to do it right. And I want to make it like an actually good, legit Minecraft server.
Yeah, so
and
that
we're
is
thinking
something
about
that I
combining
started
it
a
with
vote
Thea's
with.
server.
And with the staff, we did vote like a pretty solid positive. I think it was 10 people voted and all 10 were up. So it was a affirmative for that. And
Here's the
there
thing,
is
here's the thing. I will tell you right now,
Mhm.
real quick, if there is a Minecraft server, I don't want it to be like freaking okay. I've been down this path a dozen times already. Every single time, you want to know what happens is that somebody that's super power hungry gets control over the server and then turns it into like Naziville. It's like 1984 in there. And then like
Hmm.
people are scared to even go in because they're like, oh, I'm gonna get banned from the Minecraft server.
Okay, I'm
Like-
gonna say something right here and right now, right? This, with any systems that I'm creating, with any like stuff that I've been integrating with the community, including the server, with any of the bot work, like all the commands that I've been making to help with tech aid, this is all going to be stuff that is by the like it is for the community entirely, and it is never going to be something that rests entirely on another user, right? So I'll be like we'll be making interface like the console systems, and we're
Blockchain
100%.
Minecraft
We're 100% going to be like this is going to be owned by either you literally own the like username and password for the shit, or one of the admins, like someone trusted, right, has the
Right.
actual like
Me.
overarching power to control this server. We're not going to rely on some random member. We're not going to have it be like relying on somebody. It has to be something much more official than any other system we've done before, because that has been ultimately the downfall, is they fall into disrepair because of who is managing it and how it is integrated into the community.
Right.
There's gonna be a lot of work, and thankfully we do have, like, with the new staff and with some of the like current staff, we have a lot of experience with people who have like been run and created Minecraft servers in the past, and so I
Right.
think we can do a better job now than we ever have before.
No, I totally agree. I think now is the best time to do it, and I'm totally down to go actually do it.
You're welcome,
Good,
by the way.
good.
But so yes, we are working on a Minecraft server, but then it's also kind of a weird statement because technically we've always been working on a Minecraft server. So but yes, we are working on it, and I would love to actually make it a thing. So yes. Cool. Well, do we have any final things? And then we could probably close up here.
I have one small thing I wanted to mention that
Cool.
I tried to get in earlier, but I didn't and forgot. So
Okay, hold up.
with
Wait 1 second before that. Content
Hmm?
ideas for future. Thrill, hear me out. Mark Hess Bradley. Come on. MKBHD is one of my favorite channels of all time. Mark Rober, the Paul Brothers, PewDiePie. What? I can't just collab with these people. Do you understand that, like, most of these people, if you want to like have a video with them, they actually charge, by the way. It's like
I feel like
hundreds of thousands of dollars a lot of times. I don't even have that much money in my company's bank account. Even like
spending too much
you know,
on
it
Schism
doesn't work.
SMH.
But like, but like, really, these people have to really care
Mr.
about your own
Beast.
content to want to collab with you. And so this this basically my process right now for collabing with larger content creators that I really love and respect has been, I just want to make the best content I possibly can right now so that they'll notice my content and they want to be a part of it because they like the community so much. That's my strategy at this moment, is make the best shit I possibly can right now so that other content creators that I love, and that it helps them and it helps me, to where we have something to offer each other. And that only happens by making dope shit, really.
mm,
Well
one
said.
thing
Now,
I
that,
was
now,
gonna,
now we got that out of there.
Yeah, cool. So
one thing I was gonna. Oh fuck.
Hmm?
Okay, never mind.
no, go ahead,
Uh,
go ahead, Abby.
One thing I was gonna say is that Moist Critical is in Tampa, Florida, so that's also a
Me one.
Oh, I would
So-
love to throw on
Do a
a
Charlie- do a Charlie
critical
collab now.
yes,
outfit.
do it.
I'll throw on
Fucking
the
join the
Wait, no, 'cause
Moistverse.
I'll join
Bro.
the Moistverse.
Thrill,
Oh my
it's
gosh.
the other.
Yeah, baby.
It's the other
Moist
side of
Esports
the.
Veil team.
You're gonna have to get
He's
good at
with
that dumb
Beast
rambling,
One.
though.
Oh no.
Right.
Gotta get that bullshit working. I managed to do it, and I don't know how though. The bullshit engine. Anyway, so one thing that Christ.
My God.
Christ. So you were saying like you want to be like LTT of VR essentially, right? I have somewhat similar aspirations that I'm fairly like I'm on the path. I'm developing the infrastructure before I get actually content going out. I want to be the technical side of the VR space. I want to be like the gamers nexus kind of. of
Right.
the VR
Like-
space where I do the deep dives, I do the hardware shit. Like, I mean, I've already been doing this shit. Like, I've torn apart over 30 Rift S's
By
at
the
this
way,
point to figure
I
out what's
wanted
wrong with
to
them.
hire Sadly It's Bradley to do that for TMG, to make an entire segment of Thrillseeker that was deep dive tech, because I have so much access to hardware. Like,
Mhm.
it's crazy, actually. But I wanted somebody that can. I of course I want to make deep dive technical reviews of stuff, but I can't always do that because like it's not accessible to a lot of people. People don't really care. But then there are people that care, but like that doesn't help. I think you
mean-
guys understand.
Mhm.
So if you want to do that with me, I'm totally down. Let's go. You can be my Anthony.
Shit, I'll try.
I'll send you the
Definitely in
hardware.
Once I graduate from college, I'll have a shit ton more experience in working with this stuff, and I will 100% be down for that.
Let's
Or
go.
even midway through.
Let's go shake on it right now.
Fuck. Okay. Yeah. You're gonna know. Let's go.
Shake on it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Shaking. I'm wiggling my
All right,
hand
we're
in the air.
You're my
Let's
new
fucking
Anthony,
go.
all right?
Cool. That's
right.
not gonna change anything for months. Anyway.
Shit. All right. Hey, well, let's just do some closing remarks and then close this out. And really, my closing remark is, hey, thank you every single one of you that's here right now. Like, I don't think you realize. Sometimes like people think that I'm just at the top of the server and I hop in every now and then and like whatever, but like I freaking love you guys so much. I don't think you understand. I don't care if it's gay. But thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out, and thank you for supporting this server and for everything that we're trying to do. There's ups and downs, and you guys being there through all of it means more than you could possibly imagine. This is the future, and we're all in it together. Like, I know this is kind of cliche at this point, but we are VR. That's it. So thank you.
I have
And,
very similar jumping off that closing statement in that as this is not just Thrill's community, it's our community. We couldn't do this, all these ideas kind of at a start come from other communities and just in this community, just trying to make this as good of an experience as we possibly can. And so if you guys ever have any ideas of like what you want to be done for this community, things that you think would be amazing to be integrated, please go over to the channel. It's what's it called? Server suggestions, I believe, near the bottom.
Server feedback.
Yeah, server feedback. Please put a message in there. I read that all the time. Anytime there's a new message in there, I read it. So I would love to have any feedback to improve the server and have it be the best place for this community to be.
Oh my god, there's so many people typing already. Oh yeah, so you're reading this? Prove it. I'm proving it right now.
Here's a bi-yearly reminder.
Bi-yearly. Hey, Small. How's it going?
oh
Thrill,
my gosh, small.
What's
We
up?
are VR.
can I offer Veil keys to everyone in this current
Stage?
Modcast?
Hell yeah.
Understand?
Hell yeah,
Oh,
of course.
more keys,
I
more
DM'd you,
keys.
but I
woo.
assume it's flooded. All right.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh my
Tropical.
god, look at how many people.
Let's go,
Yes,
dude.
yes.
I wanted to share something. I don't know. I just
No,
'cause
please.
Tropical is here. I was in VR chat maybe a month and a half ago, and some guy was like, "Oh, I really want to play Veil," and I gave him Tropical's tag, and now apparently he's got an esports team on Veil. So I think
Oh, that's so
What's
cool.
his name?
his Discord name is Slumped.
Wait,
but
really?
I don't know what his.
All right, wait.
He's
There's
still
people
on
going
here.
crazy. Don't spam key.
I don't-
I'll
he
make
might
this.
be here. I don't know. But I
I'll
think
make
it's
it really
neat.
simple. As a big thank you, as Thrill mentioned, I do consider TMG my family. We really, both companies in the last 2 years since we've met, we've both been able to help each other grow and help VR overall. So I'm always very grateful. Anyone that ever asks for a key and I see them in the Thrillseeker server, I just immediately give it to them. But yeah, anyone that just DMs me, Modcast 2.0, and then just tell me how many keys you want, either for you or some friends. I'll give you guys all keys. Just give me like a few hours to get through all the DMs. But yeah, just DM me Modcast 2.0 and how many keys you want for you and your friends, and it would be my pleasure. This Sunday, we're going to be doing a really cool event. We're Thrill, myself, some other really cool people. We're just going to be basically playing with everybody and getting to test out all the new stuff. So thank you guys. And I already got flooded. I will get to it. And I just want to say thank you to Thrill for everything you do, brother. I remember watching your YouTube channel, like at 30,000 subs, and I was like, yo, this guy's going to be big. And then, years later, pretty big. And you
Look at
use
that.
all your power for good.
We're
And
getting
I
there.
genuinely,
Let's see what he's at.
I genuinely appreciate you. Just the most genuine
This is a
person.
power for good.
I know. So thank you. You've
Hey,
always,
thank you,
you've always
brother.
stayed genuinely good, and I'm just very blessed to be able to even be your friend.
Hell yeah. Well, we also got a dope Veil video coming out next week. Yeah, next week. So
I have no idea. You're the boss of it, so I'm just,
of course.
I'm just a fan over here.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, hey, everybody, Modcast, everybody
up?
that were here, thank you so much. Thank
Oh.
you to everybody that was here speaking as well. This was freaking so much fun. So
Yeah, dude, I love these.
I would love to make this a semi-regular thing. I don't want to I don't want to commit to every week or every 2 weeks. Or
Oh
once
yeah,
a
no,
month
we are
even,
not
but,
putting this on a schedule. This is when we feel like it.
But this but I will also say to everybody that is here in Modcast right now, all 177 of you, if you ever see a Modcast live, damn fucking sure we're talking some straight shit. We are actually assembling a Modcast for a reason. We're not just like putting shit out there for no reason. So the next time, if you join in, it's gonna be good too. So
Let's all pressure Thrill to do this more often.
Yeah,
Behind that.
I'm with that.
Look at that. Everybody
Let's
wants
just
more
do it
Modcast,
bi-yearly.
bro. Bi-yearly?
Yeah, no,
All
straight
right.
up though, like I was like, I need to do Modcast. I need to do Modcast. Oh shit, it's been a month. Oh no, it's been 2 months. And then I finally came up with an idea. I'm like, oh, that's a great idea.
All right. Well, I will talk to you guys in a minute. I'm gonna end this event now, but love you guys. Much love. Thrill out.
Thrill out.
Oh my gosh, real. Anywho,
Okay, now
so
we get
let's
to
do
talk
the
about that
after party.
OnlyFans.
After
Let's
party.
get that shit
After
set up
party.
now that he's
Yeah,
gone.
OnlyFans. No, guys, we gotta set up staff feet pics. That's
Oh
what
Oh
we're
my
gonna
God.
no.
Oh,
That's for
what do you mean?
next. We talked about this, Junkie. That is for that is for when the Deckard comes out. I will post my feet pics in general.
Yo.
Yes.
Yo. I'm getting so many friend requests. What?
By the way, I'm not doing that. That is no.
Weak.
You know what?
legal
You're
reasons,
weak.
That was a joke.
I'm weak. I'm okay. You know what? Junkie said that we could
Well,
have a birthday
baby
party
man.
for my 18th birthday. My 18th birthday, we're having a birthday party, Jay. You know what you're doing? We're gonna your feet are
No.
going on display.
No.
Your feet.
Why?
What?
No.
No.
You know what? No. I'm weak.
Oh, we just
Get shit
listen.
on.
I'll remove his junior moderator so he can't join back in.
He can't join back anyway.
Why not?
You can't join back as junior mod.
Oh yeah, huh?
I've been
Oh,
dragging
yeah,
Aki and them back
yeah.
in. I'm
See you
gonna
later.
do it now. Toku, there you are. Invite to
I get a
speak.
friend request.
I've
You
gotten
guys are
about
so,
25.
That is so disrespectful.
I don't know who you
How-
are, but you're on the New Blood server, so I'm accepting your request.
Yeah, I've been getting so many friend requests. I've got 2 coming in right now.
Yeah.
Make
But
that
yeah,
3.
I want to say here and now, this is the highest amount of people that we have ever had attending a modcast. We stayed above 200 almost the entire time, and only dipped below
Alright.
200 for the last 30 minutes now.
All right, can we stop posting feet now? That's
You know what?
It's over.
I'm gonna say it. I'm glad we at everyone. You know what? If you don't like it, sorry.
Posting feet.
Stay mad.
Yeah, stay mad. Get shit on, like genuinely.
Get shit on for real.
You should post this cat, I think.
Post it where?
Yeah.
Honestly.
Okay, I'm gonna really quickly out TGAT publicly here.
Yeah.
I said
Yes,
that
let's take
I said that they, I was gonna post feet pics when the Valve Deckard comes out, and he said, okay, let me go talk to Gabe Newell right now.
I am Gabe
Oh
Newell.
my god.
Hey guys, Gabe Newell here.
Okay,
Jesus.
let's go ahead and just bring this to a close.
No, this is
Too
fun.
bad. No,
I mean,
Modcast.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Like, this
can we
is
just keep it
over.
going?
You're just
Yeah.
you're just
Yeah, we're just
listening
having
to
fun
like
now.
the mods at this point.
Yeah,
We're gonna
Yeah,
let's
no,
close
it
out
is
the
officially over now. We're just rambling.
Yeah.
Nothing
just
more
shoot the
important is going to be talked about.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna lock the stage VC. So if you leave,
You can't come
kind of. Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna press
He's
the
gonna do it.
save.
He's gonna do it.
I'm gonna press the
Oh,
big
oh,
save
don't do it,
changes
Junkie.
button.
Don't do it, Junkie.
Say no
Don't
balls.
do it. Don't do.
Say no
Don't
balls.
do it. No balls,
Say no balls.
Junkie. No balls, Junkie.
There it goes. There. Oh, I did it. I did it. I did it.
It happened. Oh, it happened.
Oh, you
I'm
know
gonna-
what? It would be extremely funny if I went into here and I just removed somebody.
Started kicking. Let's all just start disconnecting people just randomly.
Yeah, just start
Wait, hold on,
disconnecting
wait, can I
people
screen share?
randomly.
Oh, I can't screen share on this. Fuck.
No, welcome to a stage VC.
Damn.
No.
I
Okay,
was
I'm
gonna say,
gonna
I'll just-
end the
I'll put
recording
it-
right now.